A big question I get a lot is, can I really make money creating and selling card decks? Like, is it worth it? And the answer is totally. So today we're going to talk about some of those numbers, how much it really costs you to invest in creating a card deck business, and what's the earning potential. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa from Pretty Fabulous, and I help online businesses create beautiful digital downloads using Adobe InDesign. So if this sounds like you or something you might be interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. I post new videos every day. So let's just talk about the difference between Tarot and Oracle cards and all other kinds of card decks. Tarot is probably the most popular only because it is the oldest and the most easily recognized name. However, there are plenty of people buying Oracle card decks, which are an offshoot of the Tarot, where people are saying, you know what, I don't really need 78 cards because that's a lot. I also don't want to be tied down to the Tarot system, and I have ideas of my own. And then there's a whole nother group that says, you know what, I think some people would just like a set of card decks for building self-confidence, for being more efficient, for being in a better relationship, for being more successful at work, or for self-esteem. Lots of things affecting self-help. So if you were to look at the self-help section and what's selling the best, I guarantee whatever's selling well in self-help will also sell well as a card deck theme. So we, though, are here to talk about whether or not you can make money and how much your investment really is. So first thing you're going to have to do is come up with an idea. So that's free. And then the second thing you're going to have to do is come up with a design. Now, if you're able to do designs on your own, and I have a couple of videos that you can check out, you're going to be in pretty good shape, especially if you're an illustrator, of which you are. Then I am totally jealous. I wish I could draw. In fact, I had made it my goal last year to learn how to draw because I so wanted to create a card deck, and not a card deck to sell, like a template that I could sell to you. However, I am not able to draw. It's just not one of my skill sets. So I never made one. However, if you would like to make one, you could do what I was going to do but never did, is learn how to draw and illustrate on your own. Or option two is you could hire a designer to do them for you. So the thing with the card decks is you're selling a piece of art, so it's an original. So just for copyright, it's always safer to make your own designs or commission them from someone. And just a cautionary tale, there was the wedding pop-up shop planner. I don't know if anyone remembers this. And I had put out all of these like, hey, these are going to be beautiful, wonderful illustrations that I have for the wedding planner and all of the social media. And I hadn't received a release of artistic copyright or something from this person I hired on Etsy. It was a nightmare. It was like a big legal thing. And I ended up paying for all these designs that I was told I could only use for personal use, which that was like silly. So anyways, just make sure whoever you work with, and get a lawyer if you need to. It should be super easy. You get a release so that you have full rights to do whatever you want with the art that you have paid for. All right. So that is number two, the design. And then number three, you're actually going to have to pay to get the cards manufactured. Now, getting them manufactured, say in somewhere overseas, is going to be much, much less expensive. However, keep in mind that two things: card decks, even though they're small, they can be kind of heavy, especially if you have a 78 card deck. And also, usually, just like planners, when I tell people to print overseas, you need 1,000 in order to really get that good price break, especially because card decks require a new print setup, and depending on the size, whatever size you choose may not be a very popular size, and because of that they may have to do some special finagling on their part, and you're probably going to want a full bleed. So that is going to drive your costs up as well. Now, keep in mind the cost to manufacture it. You're also going to have to pay to have them shipped to you. There are a ton of people right now, major companies like Erin Condren and The Gap, like all of these companies having problems with their inventory being stuck in embargo. So keep that in mind as well. If you're like, I'm going to make these, and with this investment, I am going to sell these before the credit card statement is due, that might not be the case. It could be months until you receive something. I just ordered something small. It was just, it was the calligraphy kit that I had ordered from New Zealand, and it took like 2.5, 3 months to get here. So it's going to take whatever you think, just double or triple it. So there's that. You're going to be sitting on inventory. The second thing is I know what you're thinking. Does anyone do print on demand for card decks? Not that I know of. You can definitely correct me if I am wrong. Leave a link to any vendor that you know of below. But to get a really nice card deck made, usually you have to pre-order those in bulk. And when I say bulk, it can even be something as small as a 25 or 50 card deck order. And I guarantee they're going to sell. Like, I guess I probably shouldn't say guarantee, but I am very, very, very confident that they're going to sell. So let's look at how much money you can actually make. So don't even worry. We'll talk later about fulfillment, shipping, all of that stuff in the card deck course. But, yes, I'm coming out with a card deck course. But the thing is, I wasn't going to do the card deck course until I looked at the revenue. You can make so much money from selling card decks. So like this simple card deck that I have right here, it's the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light card deck. It is number 8 inside of tarot cards, even though it's not really a tarot card. And this makes about $23,000 a month. So I know what your next question is. Well, what does the number 1 best-selling card deck make? It makes about $44,000. This is not a market that is saturated. So when we talk about blue oceans and red oceans, red ocean means like there's so many sharks in the water. The water is like super bloody and red. This is not one of those. This is a blue ocean. There are very few people making card decks. It is kind of like a new up and coming thing. And so if you were thinking about it, now is the perfect time to get started. So the first card deck on the list, when I look it up in Publisher Rocket, which again is just an estimate, it makes about $44,000 per month. So if that sounds like income that is acceptable to you, then this might be something you can consider. So let's look at card decks that are nowhere near the top, that are kind of near the bottom. They're still making $1,300, $4,000, let's see, $6,000, $3,800 per month. Over here, I see $3,400. I think that's the lowest number for tarot cards. Over here for Oracle card decks, we see $3,000, $7,000, $6,000, $5,000, $35,000, like I showed you for the Rebecca Campbell, $27,000 for Moonology, $23,000 for the Work Your Light. And then we have $3,000, $6,000, $4,000, $29,000, $5,200. So they're all pretty up there. If you are interested in creating your own card deck, the first step is to just download my free checklist, the card deck list that tells you all the steps and also shows you 2 of my favorite printers. And later I will have information about Card Deck Academy. All right, I hope everyone's having a wonderful, fabulous day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.